Okay. And again, going back to this, just keep in mind that it really depends on what you're trying to do. We're talking about muscle gain here. So I want everybody to put this in perspective. Can you gain as much muscle being pure vegan? Forget about all the stuff in between, because obviously that's easy. But can you gain as much muscle being pure vegan as you can being an omnivore? All right, so I have a personal narrative about veganism. So I'm just going to go this very quickly for you. Obviously, for the environment, I applaud anybody that can go completely vegan, because it would be very, very positive for global warming, for many different things. So that's all good for now. Now, if the whole world turned vegan, we'd have some other problems. We definitely know that when it comes to, just the crops, organic, growing, or any of these different things. But bottom line is, without a doubt, it is a very positive move for the environment. But here's the one thing that I really take issue with many, many times. You got to keep health gains in perspective. It really depends on what you were doing. If you were eating the typical Western diet, of course you're going to be healthier. But if you were eating, and again, I'm not bragging about how I eat, but if you eat like I do, where you have fruits and vegetables at every meal, and you have very lean protein, and even if it's flank steak, right, or which is extremely lean, even leaner than skinless chicken, I'm not going to get any healthier going pure. In fact, I might even be less healthy. So keep health gains in perspective. And that brings me to that movie Game Changers. I mean, that was, from the scientific community standpoint, that was just cherry picking stuff to make a movie. Because the only game changer it is for the environment to go vegan. To suggest that you're going to be a better athlete if you flip over to pure veganism is absolutely, almost crazy. You're not going to be a better athlete because you flipped over. It's going to be more complicated to be as good an athlete, because you've got a lot of work to do to really mix those things up. But they really spun this story. And there's a reason why 98% of your athletes gravitate towards the omnivore. It's a natural, instinctive thing for athletes to do. So that movie was, again, it was a really, tough message, and everybody kind of jumped out. I must have got 10 emails a day on, what was your opinion on this? And my opinion is, well, it's great. I mean, if it starts your thinking process about eating more plants and vegetables, God bless the movie. I'm good with it all. But don't spin it, to where you're going to be a better athlete, because oxes, I mean, that was for me, you had to turn it off. That strong guy, right? And by the way, we work with the strongest man in the world, literally. Okay, Matisse, what's his name? Yeah, Matisse, right? Yeah, and trust me, they're omnivores. That one guy there, he goes, yeah, I mean, when I saw oxes, these strong animals, eat nothing but vegetables, I knew that. I go, really? So all of a sudden, the science has gone into a pit. Every scientist in the world goes, yeah, they have completely different lumens. I have horses that weigh 2,000 pounds. They don't eat anything except plant stuff. And so to make that connection was just really embarrassing, from a scientific standpoint. So you can take that and just have fun with it, throw it away. But if it does get people to think, hey, more plants, great. I'm all good with it. All right. And then the other part is the compliance reality of going 100% vegan, and your quality of life, going through that. I know that I'm plant-based to a certain extent, obviously, like I just explained. But if I had to go completely vegan, my quality of life would suffer. I know I would be. I mean, I'm giving you as a focus group of one, but I know that I'm representative of a huge swath of the population. Okay, so and now if you do it right, though, here's the whole thing. If you do it right, you're a vegan. You do it right, everything could be equal, or even better, depending on where you started, right? And enjoying compliance. So, example, for me, nothing's going to get any better if I do it. I might be a little bit worse, because it'd be very difficult for me to hang on to. But if you do it right, there's no reason you cannot improve your health, your performance, size, and quality of life. And of course, the improved environment, right? But the more extreme you become towards veganism, the more vigilant that you have to be in order to get your athletic nutrient needs. Trust me, this webinar has nothing to do with the average person here in the US that is not trying to put on a ton of muscle. So as I go forward here, this has nothing to do with, they can easily be vegan and everything's going to be better.